Our last speaker was born in Germany in a community in Poland 94 years ago. She endured World War II, even spending time in a Russian prisoner of war camp. She met and married an American soldier. That's a really good story. And they settled in the United States in 1948. At age 10, she taught herself to swim in a lake near the house and has been swimming ever since. To date, our speaker has won 29 medals in the Wisconsin Senior Olympics. Gold, excuse me. And in a recent phone call to her, I said, "What is it that you've been doing for fun lately?" She replied, "Oh, I went skydiving for my 94th birthday." Please, a warm welcome for our dearest Edith Schultz.
I was sitting there and listening to the others, and they had so much fun and laughing and talking. And I said, how can I top that? So this is a different kind of, the first one was the youngest, and I'm the oldest. So I'm happy, I'm gonna read most of it so I don't mess it up. Because everything I want to remember now is I have to write it down. So I'm happy to be here. To start with, I want to mention that my God, who is my strength, gave me the verse, Philippians 4:13. It says, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And he guided and protected me all through my life. So, the part about swimming started when I was on vacation with my parents and friends, and my dad had me on his shoulders. I was 5 years old, and then yeah, okay. So, I was 5 years old when my dad had me on his shoulders in the water, but he stepped into a hole which made the water over our heads. And, but we had a friend around with us that rescued us. So you would think that scared me of the water. Just the opposite. I was rescued, and I loved the water so much more. I taught myself to swim at age 10 when I was at a camp by a lake. Competition in schools were fun. One time at the YMCA pool, a classmate was drowning, and I rescued her. When I was 16, World War II started, and Hitler occupied part of Poland where I lived. There were 10% Germans, so he made it a state of Germany. I belonged to the Girl Scouts, and when Hitler came in, he took us all into the Hitler Youth. And at 18 years of age, you became a Nazi Party member. That was a trouble when I applied for a visa to come to the United States. Life went on fine until Hitler started to lose and the Russians came. We left and went into Germany, and eventually I was caught by the Russians and taken into a prisoner of war camp for 3 months. I was released and landed in the American zone near Munich. By an airfield nearby, I asked a soldier to mail a letter to my relatives in New Brunswick, New Jersey, telling them that I'm okay. He received an answer and he gave it to me. That went on until the soldier was discharged to go home. I asked him to introduce me to another soldier to continue this mail exchange because the civilian mail was not open yet. This second soldier, you might guess, became my husband. He was observing me all this time while I was going to the PX with the other one, and sometimes waited when he had to drive the truck to the entry where soldiers were going into town or coming back. The barracks were at the other end of the airfield. So this little time I sat there by myself, that one observed me. And I guess he must have thought it was okay to marry me. In 1978, we built a house in Voyager Village in Burnett County in Wisconsin. I don't know if you're familiar with Voyager Village. Well, it's a big golf course, and they have an Olympic-sized pool. And so I was happy that I could have that pool there for my use, and I even became a lifeguard because it was an Olympic-sized pool, so you have to have a lifeguard. And so I took the Red Cross course and got the certificate for 3 years, and then I repeated it again. And one time, several of us from Voyager Village swam for cancer, and one man pledged $1 a lap. And guess how many laps I swam? 120. So he had a big bill to pay. Then my husband passed away in November 2000, and in 2002 I found Cedar Community in West Bend. Who knows about Cedar Community? Good. And they have a pool there, so I decided to move to West Bend. And I can always say I went south. And that was in March 2003. And there a couple participated in the Senior Olympics, and they got me involved in 2006. And I only got 2 medals that year for the breast and the side stroke. And then I added the backstroke, and over the 10 years I accumulated 29 medals. And that is more than Michael Phelps. He has only 27. Is that real gold that you have? No, mine is not real gold either. When the sun shines or the light shines on it, it is gold. So, now where am I here? Yeah, well, first I hung them all on my wall, and that pretty near filled the one side of my room. So I thought, what am I going to do with all those medals? Even if I want to hang them around my neck, that'll probably pull me down. So I decided to give them away to my family and my grandchildren and friends. And I always added a nice little note saying, you do your very best. And they hopefully will do it. My family is far away, so I can't observe them much, and I don't know what they're doing. But my daughter tells me that the grandchildren have it hanging on their wall in their room, so at least they see it every day. One of them I gave to my, I fell one time rushing, and I tripped and fell on my left knee and broke my kneecap in 4 places. And the surgeon that fixed that knee got a medal because he did such a good job. Well, look at this. Well, it's not funny. No, he had tears in his eyes when I gave him the medal. He just was so moved. And another one I gave to my text preparer, because he's doing a good job. So this last April, I was 95 years old, and when Bonnie called me, she said, we decided to induct you in the Hall of Fame. And I asked, and that was supposed to be April 1st. And I said to her, is that April's Fool? Well, it wasn't. She said, no, it's for real. So this was a great birthday gift for me because my birthday is on the 8th of April. So I was very, very happy, and I really can't understand how come I am honored in so many different ways at this age. But, you know, I try to live right, and swimming, the doctors say, is the best exercise we can do. And then eat much fruit and vegetables and herbs, and drink much water, not that pop. It's against the company, but this is the truth. And I like to tell the truth. So, my doctor's checkups are always in the blood tests. Once a year, are always good and normal. So, thank you for listening to me, and I'm glad